We're back in the kitchen. Tonight is family-friendly or kid-friendly night. We're gonna make some sloppy joes. Not the ones in the can, not the packets that you mix with tomato paste, which I grew up on, but something really, really good. I got this little flyer full of coupons on a Lea & Perrins bottle back in 90. The coupons expired in 91. But I got my sloppy joe recipe out of here, and over the years I've tweaked it a little. It really, really is good. It's no more difficult than opening one of those cans. And anyway, we're gonna serve that on some toasted buns for the kids, but we're gonna scoop ours into a sweet potato that I've got baking in the oven now. We're also gonna make some fantastic, ultimate peanut butter cookies. They're extra special because not only do they have crunchy peanut butter instead of smooth, but we're gonna grind up some peanuts and add to it as well. So we're gonna get started with that now. I've got 2 sticks of butter and equal amounts of light brown sugar, and you gotta use light or you're gonna get really dark cookies, as well as regular sugar. This has gotta beat for 3 to 6 minutes until it's really creamed together well. And so while that's happening, I'm gonna pulse these a little bit. Okay, these are done. If you pick it up, it's very, very crumbly and grainy, but it's no longer a nut. It's almost peanut butter. All right, our mixture is nice and fluffy, and we're gonna add our peanut butter, which was extra crunchy. Several of the brands make an extra crunchy, which just makes this better. We're gonna incorporate this for maybe 30 seconds or so. All right, we're scraping down our bowl just a little bit. This is mixed very well. I remember when I used to do this by hand a long time ago. I didn't have one of these fancy mixers. Now we're gonna add our vanilla on a low. We're gonna beat in our 2 eggs one at a time. I'm gonna turn that up just to make sure I get that egg in there good. Smells like peanut factory in here. We're gonna add our flour. This has some baking soda, baking powder in it, and a little salt. I didn't have unsalted butter, so whenever I use salted butter, I always just add a little, well, maybe half as much salt as called for. We're gonna add this slowly on the low mix. Then we're gonna mix it up for about 30 seconds on a little higher speed, not much. The more you mix these things, the more you can mess them up. There we go. Now we're gonna add our peanuts. We're on low, just stirring it in really. It's a lot easier than in a bowl with a wooden spoon. Okay, we're there. We're gonna shape these into cookies, and I'm gonna put the little crosshatch on there like you're supposed to. Put them in the oven, and they don't bake a real long time, and they come out so pretty. And you gotta try the recipe because they're really, really, really layered. The kids love them. All right, this is about all that's gonna fit on this sheet. It's approximately 3 tablespoons of dough in each one, and you just roll it up like a meatball, and then we're gonna take this fork, it's been just dipped in water. We're gonna make the traditional crosshatch. And you have to keep putting it back in the water. You know, I was thinking a little while ago when I was making these, my mother was a good cook, but she was a box cook. And package mixes. And when we had a cake, It came out of a box. And we thought it was the best thing ever, and it was great. But I never did learn to cook from my mother. And I was thinking about how she used to get those peanut butter cookies out of the tube, slice them off, and then she would do this. And we just sat around and thought it was the greatest thing. Well, when you taste something like this, you won't ever, ever slice open a tube again. We're chopping up our vegetables. Gonna get started on this kid-friendly Sloppy Joe. I chop these up kind of fine because even though it's kid-friendly, the kids think they don't like some of this stuff, so I hide it best I can. We're gonna saute this in a pan that has a little bit of olive oil in it. And then after these are soft, and this is some garlic, which will go in last, the onions and the celery, once they're soft, we're gonna add a little bit of oregano, and we're just gonna add the meat after it's all ready to go. And we'll put the garlic in toward the end of when the meat is browned because we don't want it to burn. And then we'll move on from there and make our little toasted buns for the kids and stuff ours into some sweet potatoes. I'm getting down at the end of this now, and I'm worried about cutting myself because my son just sharpened my knife. And unlike other people that only cut themselves with a dull knife, the minute I get mine sharpened, I chop my finger almost off. I made it. Our onions and celery are not all the way softened, but they're enough that I can move on now. Man, there's nothing that smells so good as onions and celery. We're gonna add about a teaspoon of oregano. It's just dried oregano. We're gonna mix this in real fast. We're gonna add and crumble our meat and get it almost done, and then I'm gonna add garlic. This meat's browning up really well. We're getting close to done. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the garlic now. I'll just stir it in and cook it for no more than a couple of minutes. I don't want it to burn. And then we'll put in our liquid ingredients and simmer it a little while and be almost ready. All right, our meat is done. I'm gonna add a little salt and pepper. This is 1 cup of ketchup and 1 cup of tomato sauce. And I did drain off the meat because I added olive oil to that skillet. I didn't want it to have too much grease. I'm going to stir that in a little bit. Worcestershire, red wine vinegar, and dark brown sugar. Once this kind of bubbles up a little bit and I get it mixed, we're going to turn it down on low and let it simmer 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll be ready. All right, we're all done. We've got our stuffed sweet potatoes with homemade Sloppy Joe, fabulous cookies. The kids are having theirs with French fries and some buttered buns that have been toasted, and they're enjoying it a lot.
How's it taste, guys?
Really good.
If y'all want the recipes for any of this, send me a message, and y'all have a great night.